Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this segment, we're going to look at knees as well as elbows from Muay Thai, transferable for mixed martial arts. Check it out. Okay, so when we look at knees, we have short knees and long knees. All right, so long knees are what we're going to cover first. And basically, what we're trying to do is always use the long knee and hit just like a strike in the abdomen. Okay, so two things are important when you're going to throw your knees. Number one is to keep your balance because you're going to be on one foot, just like kicks. But knees, because you're landing the knee straight in, you want to make sure you're always landing with the front part, right? You don't want to land the knee with the quadricep or the inner thigh. Always use your leading portion of your knee straight into the solar plexus, all right? So when I throw my knee, I always want to drive my hips forward as such. I don't want to just lift and push and miss the target, right? So I want to drive, just like a punch, I'm driving the punch forward. When I'm going to throw my straight knee, it's going to be thrown forward, almost like a push kick, okay? So if Alex does his straight knee, it goes like this, boom, okay? One more time, boom, that's a straight knee. Now, there's a couple of tips. Number one, I like to drop the hands every time we throw the knee because it helps with the balance. And it also propels your power forward. And the second thing is you want to always make sure to hide your foot. So when he throws his knee, look, his toes are going to point downwards as such, all right? So that's the long knee, boom. And we say long just because you want to elongate, you really want to stretch your hips into the target, okay? Now, when do we use this knee? For example, maybe I throw the right cross, okay? So when you throw the cross, the person could parry. Look, he's just going to parry the punch like this, all right? So now what he's going to do is parry and also tap with the forearm on the opposite side. Boom, and look, the knee comes straight through, okay? One more time, from here, boom, and the knee right underneath the opponent's strike. So this is why it's really good and it's really transferable for mixed martial arts because the long knee is a great weapon to use defensively and use it as a counterattack against the opponent's strikes. Now, the second technique, obviously, is going to be the long knee, but using the opposite leg, okay? So, what Alex is going to do now is just use what we call a stutter step, or sometimes just say a skip back. So he's going to skip and throw his knee forward. As he skips, one, boom, same thing. So you want to stretch your hips forward and hide your foot, just like the other knee, okay? So once more, right here, okay? Notice how he drops his hands in the direction of the knee strike. Here, boom. Now, if I threw the jab, he would parry the jab, right? Boom. And now we could use that and use the forearm to deflect. Boom, and bang. Long knee right underneath the left straight. Again, boom, bam. And one more, boom, bam. Okay? Always hiding your foot. And then you can also elevate onto the ball of the foot when you throw the knee as well. That adds a little bit more extension, a little bit more range into your knee. The thing is you want to time it. So if I throw the right again, he wants to time it and throw the knee underneath. Boom. And if it's on the left, time it, throw the knee underneath. Boom, bam, all right? This is a great technique because when you parry, think about deflecting the opponent's energy beside you and the opponent's gonna wanna, like it's almost like I'm leaning forward into the strike. So now two forces collide and that's the effect of the long knee. Now we're gonna cover close range knees. Of course, if I were to start in this position here where I'm in the tie up, you know, from here, okay, now I could easily use the tie clinch, all right? So tie clinching is always placing one palm at the crown of the head and the other palm just on top. Now, once you have this position, you want to ensure to squeeze your forearms together. Why? Because once you clinch, the opponent can easily just duck underneath and escape, right? So you want to squeeze your elbows a little bit tighter. And you want to be pressing downwards like this into your chest because if not, as you saw, Alex can easily posture away from it and just escape, right? So you want to keep him low. And what we're doing when we clinch is always making the back muscles very tired, okay? So now we can use our knees easily from the clinch position. And what we want to do, if I had a square stance from here, say I'm too close to throw straight knees. This would be a great position for curved knees. But the thing is, we're trying to cover techniques that are simple using our MMA, right? Using Muay Thai for MMA. So if I used curved knees, such as this one, this is an okay knee. But in Muay Thai, we're trying to score, all right? So in MMA, we're not trying to score. We're trying to have a greater impact. simply because if I use curved knees, the opponent could actually absorb, catch a leg, and then take me down. So it's a little bit different. So I'd rather, if in this clinch position, use a straight knee to at least, if I'm going to take a chance to throw a knee, I'm going to have two directions, one in the solar plexus or even underneath the chin, okay? Let's look at this straight knee right here. So if I was here, I need to load it up. So I need to take a step back before I threw that knee. And at the same time, I'm also going to create space. So as I push my opponent, boom, then I'll tug him back in for the straight knee. And the same thing in the opposite side, I'm going to push him forward. As I push him forward, I bring that leg back, boom. And then boom, through the knee right afterwards, all right? So it's almost like an elastic band. You stretch it apart and then boom, comes right back. You push your opponent away as you step back and then boom, pull him back in to your straight knee. So this is also a Muay Thai technique we use, but really, really easy to do for mixed martial arts. Now I also want to cover closer range weapons such as elbows, all right? So there's many elbows we do in Muay Thai. I'm just going to cover a few here. The first one that comes to mind is the lead elbow, which is an uppercut, slashing upward elbow, just as such, boom. Imagine you're covering against a punch. So if I was here and I see my opponent's guard is a little bit wide, now I could easily just slash it up like this, all right? So just bring the point of the elbow underneath the chin as such. Boom. That's the first elbow. Now the second elbow would be the downward elbow, also known as the cut down elbow. So here from the right side, I would go over the guard and slash downward, boom, as such. Okay, imagine if you had your hands like this, now you raise one elbow up diagonally and now it just slashes down. Same thing on this side. Now we have the lead uppercut, we would have the rear slashing elbow, and then we can also do a straight crossover elbow or straight elbow with the lead side as such here, boom. Okay, so these are just basic elbows I'm throwing out there, but the lead elbow here, one, the rear elbow here has a little bit more power into it, and then we have the slicing elbow to the front, boom. This is great because sometimes if the opponent's hand is low, that's where you'll catch him. Just like a hook, you would catch him with a hooking elbow. So this one is good because it's a fast, swift elbow, and it creates cuts. So if it mixed martial arts fights, you're gonna slash right through above the eyebrow, creates cuts, and you can have a doctor's stoppage if the cut is deep enough. So elbows are great weapons to use for MMA. So there you have it, guys. Quick tips, knees and elbow techniques, very basic stuff. This is just the tip of the iceberg of the Muay Thai techniques, but these are easily transferable for mixed martial arts. Hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up, and if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this one. I'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.